In the animal kingdom, there is a simple rule: eat or be eaten. Predators are evolving faster, stronger, and deadlier every single day. But nature does not leave the weak defenseless. In the shadows of evolution, some creatures have developed defense mechanisms so advanced, so bizarre, and so destructive that they defy imagination. We are not talking about hiding in a shell or running away. We are talking about creatures that shoot boiling chemicals, self-destruct like biological bombs, and even break their own bones to create weapons. These are not victims, they are geniuses of warfare. Welcome back to Top Wonder. Prepare to witness the 10 most unbelievable defense strategies on Earth. Number 10. The Shapeshifter. We begin our countdown in the shallow waters of the Indo-Pacific with the ultimate master of disguise, the mimic octopus. While many animals use camouflage to blend into the background, this cephalopod takes it a step further. It doesn't just hide, it acts. The mimic octopus has the uncanny ability to physically impersonate other dangerous animals to deter predators. If it is being hunted by a damselfish, it will bury itself and leave two arms dangling to look like a venomous sea snake. If a larger fish approaches, it flattens its body and swims like a toxic soulfish. Scientists have recorded it mimicking up to 15 different species, including lionfish and jellyfish. It is the world's greatest method actor. It survives not by fighting, but by convincing its enemies that it is something far too dangerous to eat. Number 9. The Fortress of Needles. Sometimes, the best defense is a defense that simply says, "Do not touch me." The porcupine is nature's walking fortress. Rodents are usually the favorite snack of predators, but the porcupine has evolved a coat of armor consisting of up to 30,000 sharp quills. Contrary to popular cartoons, porcupines cannot shoot their quills like arrows. Instead, the quills are loosely attached. When a predator like a leopard or a wolf attacks, the quills detach easily upon contact. But here is the genius part. Each quill is covered in microscopic barbs, like tiny fish hooks. Once they enter the skin, they are incredibly difficult to remove and actually work their way deeper into the flesh with every muscle movement. A mouthful of quills can leave a predator unable to eat, condemning it to a slow death by starvation. Number 8. The Master of Bluffing. In the Amazon rainforest, looking like a juicy caterpillar is a death sentence. But looking like a deadly viper, that is an insurance policy. Meet the snake caterpillar, the larval form of the hawk moth. When threatened by a bird, this harmless caterpillar pulls off a theatrical transformation. It retracts its legs and inflates the front part of its body. Suddenly, two large eye spots appear, and its head shape shifts to perfectly mimic the triangular head of a venomous pit viper. It doesn't stop at visuals. The caterpillar will actually strike at the predator, mimicking the movement of a snake lunging. It is a biological bluff of poker played with life or death stakes. The bird, terrified of being bitten by a snake, flies away, never realizing it was scared off by a creature that couldn't hurt a fly. Number 7. The Blood Cannon. If you corner a Texas horned lizard, you are in for a gruesome surprise. This small reptile has plenty of standard defenses. It has camouflage and sharp spikes. But when faced with a persistent predator like a coyote or a dog, it unleashes its secret weapon. By restricting blood flow leaving the head, the lizard increases blood pressure in its sinuses until they rupture. It then squirts a stream of blood from the corners of its eyes, shooting it with remarkable accuracy up to 1.5 meters away. This isn't just regular blood. It is laced with foul-tasting chemicals derived from the ants the lizard eats. To a canine predator, the taste is so repulsive that they will stop the attack immediately to clean their mouth. It is arguably the most bizarre, metal, and shocking way to say "leave me alone" in the animal kingdom. Number 6. The Slime Monster. Deep in the ocean, sharks are the apex predators. But there is one creature that even sharks choke on: the hagfish. This eel-shaped scavenger looks primitive, but its defense mechanism is high-tech biology. When a shark bites a hagfish, the hagfish's slime glands instantly release a milky protein. Upon contact with seawater, this protein expands violently, creating liters of thick, fibrous slime in a fraction of a second. This slime clogs the predator's gills instantly. The shark, unable to breathe, has no choice but to spit the hagfish out and retreat to clear its gills before it suffocates. The hagfish then ties its own body into a knot to scrape the slime off and swims away unharmed. It is the only creature that uses suffocation as a defensive shield. You have seen blood cannons and suffocating slime, but you are not ready for what comes next. The top 5 creatures on this list don't just defend themselves. They defy the laws of physics and biology in ways that seem scientifically impossible. Don't blink, because the true monsters are about to reveal themselves. Number 5. The Indestructible Tank. Meet the diabolical Ironclad Beetle. Yes, that is its real scientific name, and it earns every bit of it. While most beetles can be crushed under a boot, this creature is an engineering marvel. This Beetle's exoskeleton is so incredibly tough that it can survive being run over by a car. Scientists have found that it can withstand a force of 39,000 times its own body weight. To put that in perspective, that is like a human surviving the weight of 280 double-decker buses stacked on top of them. The secret lies in the structure of its shell. The two halves of its wing cases are fused together with a jigsaw puzzle-like structure. Under pressure, these layers don't crack. They delaminate and lock together, absorbing the shock. It is a biological tank, so advanced that engineers are now studying it to build stronger aircraft materials. Number 4. The Wolverine of Nature. If you thought the horned lizard was intense, the hairy frog from Central Africa takes it to a horror movie level. This amphibian is often called the Wolverine frog because it possesses a weapon that requires self-mutilation to use. When threatened, the frog intentionally breaks the bones in its own toes. These sharp, broken bone fragments then pierce through the skin of its toe pads to form retractable claws. Unlike a cat's claws, which are made of keratin, these are pure bone. It is an act of extreme violence against its own body to ensure survival. After the fight, the claws retract and the damaged tissue heals, waiting for the next battle. It proves that in the wild, the will to survive can override any amount of pain. Number 3. The Chemical Reactor. The bombardier beetle carries a fully functional chemical warfare lab inside its abdomen. It stores two separate chemicals, hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide. Individually, they are stable, but when the beetle is attacked, it mixes them in a reaction chamber lined with thick enzymes. The result is an explosive chemical reaction. The mixture reaches boiling point 100 degrees Celsius instantly. The resulting pressure shoots a pulsating spray of boiling, toxic liquid out of the beetle's rear end with a loud pop sound. The beetle can aim this turret in almost any direction with pinpoint accuracy. It is literally shooting boiling acid into the face of its enemy. Predators like frogs often vomit the beetle up immediately, realizing that their dinner is actually a living firecracker. Number 2. The One-Punch Knockout. Most defenses are reactive. The mantis shrimp's defense is a devastating offense. This colorful crustacean possesses club-like appendages that it uses to smash open shells. But against a predator, these clubs become the fastest biological weapon on Earth. The mantis shrimp strikes with the speed of a .22 caliber bullet about 50 miles per hour. When this bubble collapses, it generates a shockwave and a brief flash of light and heat that rivals the surface of the sun. Even if the shrimp misses the target, the shockwave alone can stun or kill the predator. It hits with such force that aquariums have to keep them in special acrylic tanks because they can shatter standard glass with a single punch. Number 1. The Ultimate Sacrifice. We have seen indestructible armor and chemical weapons, But the #1 spot goes to a creature that embodies the ultimate dedication to the colony, the exploding ant of Southeast Asia, Colobopsis saundersi. These ants are the suicide bombers of the insect world. When the colony is invaded and the battle seems lost, the worker ant latches onto the enemy. It then violently contracts its abdominal muscles until its body literally ruptures. The explosion releases a sticky, toxic yellow glue from its enlarged glands. This goo instantly entangles and poisons the enemy, immobilizing it permanently. The ant dies instantly, sacrificing its life to save the queen and the colony. It is a brutal, final, and heroic act of defense that proves the survival of the many is worth the sacrifice of the one. From beetles that survive car crashes to frogs that break their own bones, these 10 creatures prove that nature is the greatest engineer of all time. Survival isn't just about being the strongest, it's about being the most innovative. Which of these defense strategies impressed you the most? Would you rather have the armor of the Ironclad beetle or the punch of a mantis shrimp? Let us know in the comments below. If you were amazed by these geniuses of warfare, destroy that like button and subscribe to Top Wonder for more mind-blowing discoveries. Stay safe, stay curious, and we will see you in the next video.